no finish, them won't fight us. If them they run, them no fit catch up. I know they from say too righteous. No come they from say you too like us.
Let me introduce this video. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Lomzy. In today's sewing tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how to make this gathered pant trouser. As you can see, guys, if this is what you want to learn, then continue watching till the end to see how I made it. It's been a long time, no face introduction videos and all that, and today I decided I'm going to show my face. And this video has been ordered by Susan. Thank you for requesting for this video. I enjoyed making this. It's very simple and it's beginner friendly, guys. You don't need a lot of things. I used, how many yards did I use? Okay, I think when I'm showing that, I will tell you guys how many yards I used. So if this is your first time coming across my channel, consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of my sewing tutorials. Now for today's sewing tutorial, let's go sewing. So here I have 3 yards of African fabric, and this will be enough for the gathered pant trouser. If you're on the plus size, you can use 3.5 yards. Here I have my fabric folded into 2, as you can see. So first of all, I'm going to cut the front and then use the front to cut the back. I have squared out a line where I'll be starting the measurements from. And from there, I'm going to take all the horizontal measurements. That line will be the waistline. So from the waistline, I will take the hip measurement. The waist to hip I'm using is 8.5. I'll mark it here. Next is the body rise measurement, also known as the crotch depth. So for my crotch depth or body rise measurement is 12 inches plus ½ inch, which will make it 12.5. Guys, I have a full tutorial on different ways to take your body rise measurements, both measurements and calculation. I'll drop the link below. So mine is 12 and I added ½ inch to that, and that's what I have marked here. Next is to get the length of the pant trouser. The length of the pant trouser I'm using is 42 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch to that, which will make it 43 inches. If your length is longer, you can increase that, but African fabric won't let you do that. So I'm going to square out all these lines. Let me even use this small opportunity to thank all my returning subscribers. I appreciate your engagement on my channel. Please don't forget to share this video out and give it a big thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comment section. So guys, let me run you through the lines we have here. This is the waistline, the hip line, the body rise measurements, also known as the crotch depth, and then the length of the pant trouser. So now we're going to take the vertical measurements. To mark the vertical measurements, the only measurements we need is our round the hip measurements. So you're going to divide your hips divided by 4. Whatever you get, add 6 inches to that so that it will be easier for you to gather it. Since we're making a gathered pants, that 6 inches will be enough for that. The hips I'm working with is 46 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 11.5 inches. I add 6 inches to that, which will make it 17.5, plus 1 inch sewing allowance, which will make it 18.5. So the 18.5, I'm going to take it, square it out on the waistline, the hip line, and on the body rise measurement. Remember, body rise measurement is the same thing as the crotch depth. So I will square these lines out. So this line that I'm squaring out now will be the center front, and this will be the side seam. Next, on this body rise depth or crotch depth, I'm going to mark the crotch extension. So on this line, remember this is the crotch line depth length. So I'm going to come out 5 inches. If you're on the plus size, you can do 5.5. If you're on the small size, you can do 4.5. Then from this corner, I'm going to come out 1 inch. That will help me guide me on how to draw the curve for the crotch extension. So here I have drawn the curve, as you can see. Yeah, this is we are almost done, guys. Next, I'm going to increase the side seam by 1/2 inch. So you go ahead and connect it straight back to the center line. Next, I'm going to square out this crotch extension. So I'm going to measure from what I have from the side seam to the crotch extension, and I'm going to measure it out on the hemline so that I'll be able to square this line out. Now guys, if you want your pant trouser to be, the palazzo not to be too wide, you can, you know, go in further like 2 inches and connect it to the crotch depth. I hope you understand what I mean if you don't want your palazzo pants to be too wide. And guys, we are done. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. Nothing serious. It's very, very simple, I tell you guys. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to use this and cut out for the back. I've placed the front on the back. I have left 1/2 inch at the side seam for the back. Can you see? Next, I'm going to extend the crotch extension. So from that center, the front crotch extension, I'm going to add 1.5 inches to that. And I will extend it down to the hemline. And then I'm going to, from the corner here, I'm going to come out 2 inches from this corner here. I'll measure out 2 inches to help me draw for the crotch curve. So I'll connect it to the front like this. You see how I'm drawing the back curve. So this is basically it. I'll go ahead and cut this out. Remember, I haven't cut open the side seam, so I'll just go ahead and cut the side seam open. So first of all, I'll go to my machine now, and I'm going to join this like this. I want the zip to be at the back, so I'm going to close the center front now. Go to my machine now and close the center front. This is it after sewing the side seam, as you can see, and I've also gone ahead and added invisible zip. Remember guys, I have a full tutorial on how to sew an invisible zip. So next, I'm going to go ahead and close the crotch area or the body rise, and also hem the hemline. So fold it into 2 like that. I'll do that, and I will gather the waistline. So I'll do all of that and show you the next thing. This is it after sewing it, after gathering it. As you can see, the next thing I will do, I have interfaced the band. I overlocked one side, so the side that is not overlocked, I'm going to go to my machine now, and I'm going to place this right side facing together, and I join it. I want to do a stitch in the ditch, so after joining it, I'll show you the next thing I will do. So this is it after I was done sewing it. The next thing is to make the band. For us to make the band, you decide how many inches, whether you want it to be 1.5 or 1.25, whichever. So I'll go to my ironing table now. I'm going to place this like this, and I'll iron out how many inches I want the band to be. Whatever it is, you're going to fold this in like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Making sure it overlaps the previous sewing like this, just a little bit. Can you see what I'm doing? And you will pin it down. Once you're sure of the length of the width you want, you go ahead and pin it down. This is after I'm done ironing it. I'm just showing you what I'm going to do on my ironing table now. So you iron it down like that. Can you see what I'm doing? First of all, before you sew the stitch in a ditch, you make sure you turn this. This will be like this. Can you see? then you turn this over like this. I have done this severally on my channel. So can you see how it's looking? Then you will sew here. On the other side, you're going to sew it from the other side, because this side is the side that will overlap it. Can you see what I did? I hope you can see what I did. So that's how you're going to sew it. So when you're done, you turn this over like this, and you're going to stitch inside this place. By the time you're done stitching it, your thread should fall somewhere here like this at the back. So that's what's called stitching a ditch. So this is what I'm going to go and do on my ironing table and stitch it and come back and show you guys the final look. So this is it after I'm done. I'll go ahead and add a skirt hook here, and this is the front, how it's looking, very neat and simple. Guys, this took me less than 30 minutes to make, so try it out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.